Today I'm going to be sharing with you our winter pantry stock up grocery haul. This is a fun one because there are a lot of different items that we buy to last us for the entire winter, and there are quite a few things in this haul that we purchased to last us an entire year. Our goal here on our farm is to have a 1-year pantry, and it's quite a lot of work to maintain that. We usually go to Costco every 3 months, and there are some items that we like to have at least a year's supply of, and I'll show you some of those as we go through this grocery haul today. We did go to Costco about 4 weeks ago, and generally we go around every 3 months or so because the closest Costco to us is about 3.5 hours away. So doing it every 3 months works for us, but we actually had an opportunity to go to Costco again to get some of the things that we weren't able to get at our local wholesale club. All the things on this counter here were things that we purchased at our local grocery store, which is called the Wholesale Club, and we can buy bulk goods there, but there's still quite a few things that we're not able to get. So we did take another trip up to Costco and purchased all of the things that you can see on the table back over here. Those were things that we weren't able to get locally or were just so much more affordable to get at Costco that we decided to make the extra Costco trip. Our goal is to not go to Costco again until February, probably the end of February, but there is a chance we won't be able to go then because we live in the north and our weather is crazy up here, and it could be that we just aren't able to go because the roads are too bad. So we did try to stock up enough that we can skip that February trip if we need to. If you are new here, my name is Chelsea. Welcome to Little Mountain Ranch and welcome to one of our big grocery hauls. There's a couple of things to keep in mind when we go through all of the things that I'm going to share with you. I do share the prices of each individual item as we go through it, and all the prices are in Canadian dollars, and our dollar is around 72 cents to the American dollar right now. The other thing to keep in mind is that we are shopping for extended periods of time. We do try to avoid going to the grocery store in between, except for things like fruit and vegetables that we need in the winter time. We do can and freeze a ton of our own fruits and vegetables, but to get some things that are sort of fresh, nothing is ever fresh up here in the north in the winter, but freshish, we still go to the grocery store as well. But for the most part, we try not to outside of these really big grocery shops that we do. The third thing is that we have a large family, so there are a large amount of groceries here because we're feeding lots of people. While we're filming this video, Dan is probably going to walk through the door with the last of the things that he got in town that were some of the bulk items that we can get from some restaurant distributors and hotel distributors for things like toilet paper and other paper products. So I'll show you those things when he comes in the door. Oh, I just saw him drive down the driveway, so he's actually going to be in the door any second. But what I normally start with is all the groceries, and then I show you some of the non-perishable items. This time I thought we would switch things up a little bit, and I'll show you some of the non-perishable things that we bought. The last 2 times we've been to Costco, there has not been a lot of clothing options, which is pretty unusual. We actually buy a lot of our clothes, mine and Dan's, and also our kids' clothes at Costco because they're usually really good quality for a reasonable price. And we haven't been able to do that the last 2 trips. This time we were able to find some really good deals on some clothes, so I thought I would show you those first. And there's, hi hun. You got all our toilet paper, did ya?
I did.
Excellent. Probably just 1 box is good. How many boxes did you get?
5.
5? Awesome. And how many are in each box?
48, I think.
48. Okay, so Dan got 5 of those big boxes. And do you remember how much they were off the top of your head per box? Oh, you have the receipt, aren't you handy? They were how much? Okay, yeah, $48 a box for toilet paper, which is less expensive than buying at the grocery store. We have been buying our toilet paper like this for years now. One of the reasons that Dan gets this specific kind of toilet paper is because some of the other bulk toilet paper that you can buy like this is wrapped, each individual roll is wrapped in plastic, and this one is wrapped in paper, and we just use this paper for fire starting. That way, if ever there was a toilet paper crisis again, we'd be good to go. Okay, so let's look at some of the clothes. I bought 3 pairs of gloves, of these gloves here, and they were $25 a pair, so we got a couple of pairs of those, and they had some really good deals on these work jackets, and they are a fleece-lined work jacket, so perfect for this time of year. And this one was $26, and then this one was even a higher quality, thicker, so more for winter, and this one was $28.99. So good price, and this one had a hoodie on it too. I got 2 of these sweaters because we got some of these ones last year, and they're really cozy, also fleece lined, and these ones were $20 a piece. So I got 2 of those, the navy blue and the sage green. These joggers were $15, and they're cute. Good brand name, nice and comfy. I was really happy to find these because my daughter needed some snow pants, and these are a really nice quality pant, and they were only $30 for a good quality pair of snow pants. So I was really happy to find those. I also got her a pair of boots, but she actually took the boots with her today, so I don't have the boots in here, but these were $40, really nice brand and good quality boots. So I was super happy about that. And I think, oh, and I also got her a sweater, which she also took with her today because she loved it so much, which always makes me happy when I buy things that hit with my kids. I'm happy about that. This time of year, they always have really fun Christmas things, and I have been wanting a wreath for my front door. I got this pretty wreath. Can you see how sparkly it is that I thought looked so beautiful, and this was $25. And then I also got some Christmas lights, and I was excited about these ones because, as you know, we have been working on building our deck all summer long, and the railing guys are coming out. They just came to measure everything, and they're building the railings right now, and they're going to come install them, and I wanted some Christmas lights to put on. We haven't had Christmas lights outdoors for a very long time, but with this new beautiful deck that Dan has spent all summer building, I wanted to get some lights. But what I was excited about with these lights is they remind me of the lights that I had when I was a kid. They're big ones like that instead of the little tiny ones. And I don't see these around very much. So I got enough to be able to do the entire deck, and they're rainbow, of course. Are you a rainbow Christmas light person, or do you like just one color? I am definitely team rainbow. I grew up with rainbow Christmas lights, and it gives me such nostalgic feelings of my childhood, the rainbow lights. So I always get rainbows. So we got 3 boxes of those, and they were $25 each, I think. Yes, they were $25 each. 65 feet total in the box for $25, which I thought was a pretty good deal. So I got 2 of those, and then a couple of other Christmas type things. We always use paper plates when we have Christmas dinner because there's so many of us. So I got some Christmas themed plates and matching napkins, and these were $15, and the napkins were $10, which I thought was a pretty good deal because there is lots of them, and we need lots. My grandson is very into dinosaurs right now, so I found this little dinosaur magnet book fun kit thing that I can do with him when he comes over. And then we also found some Brio train tracks. Our train set is, some pieces of it are over 25 years old now, so it's needing a little bit of an upgrade. So we got this box of Brio train tracks, which are such good quality. Like I said, the ones that we have, some of the pieces are over 25 years old and they're still good, but there are pieces that that needed to be replaced. This was $100 for this box, but I expect many more grandchildren, so this will last our grandkids all the way through the years. This was $25, and it has a whole bunch of different makeup organizer things in it. So I got this for 2 of my girls who both like makeup, and that way I can just divide this up between the 2 of them, and they can have all their stuff all organized. Dan was pretty stoked about finding this awesome flashlight. This is very, very bright, and it is a rechargeable flashlight. We only do rechargeable flashlights around here now, and we needed a nice powerful one, so we got that one, and this was $40, so not an inexpensive one, but hopefully will last us a good long while. And so these were only $20 for 3 very heavy duty feeling cookie trays. So I decided to splurge and get myself some new ones, even though the ones that I have still work just fine. They just are starting to peel and rust and just not look fantastic. So got a couple of new ones. There was actually 2 more things that we got that were non-perishable, but we'll get those as we're going around because they're all set up on the table. So the groceries that you can see here, these were all purchased at the Wholesale Club, which is our local bulk grocery store. And this might look like a lot of vinegar, but if you have been around here for a while, then you know that I love to can and I make lots of pickled products. And this will be enough vinegar to last me an entire year. And they were $5 for the 4-liter jug. And this was actually pickling vinegar. So Dan was pretty happy to find that. We always keep some cereal on hand for them. We usually only have cereal for breakfast every week or so, but it's super convenient for really busy mornings. So we buy the Nature's Path Enviro Kids. They are $10 a bag, so this is definitely a more expensive cereal option, but it doesn't have any dyes in it, very low sugar, all the good stuff that you want to have in a cereal. So we got 4 bags, 2 of this one, this peanut butter and strawberry. We got some of the Rice Krispies and then some of the Raisin Bran. This one is actually called Mesa Sunrise, but it's kind of a Raisin Bran type cereal. Chocolate chips, of course. So the kids, one of my boys really loves baking, and he likes baking with all different kinds of flavored chocolate chips. And Dan also really likes chocolate chips, but he likes snacking on the chocolate chips at night. So these are his replacements for some of the ones that he's been snacking on over the last 6 months or so. So we got some of the butterscotch, the toffee bits. These are so good in chocolate chip cookies, and some mint chocolate chips over here. We're also going to be gearing into Christmas baking here pretty soon, and we'll probably use some of these for that. We had to do a little bit of a stock up on some of our medical kit stuff. So we do keep medical supplies here on the ranch. We needed some Band-Aids. So we got a couple boxes of Band-Aids at $9 a piece. Oh, I didn't say the price of these, $6.50 or so for each. Some of them were a little bit more expensive and some a little bit less. We have polysporin over here. This stuff is so fantastic for infected cuts. And we have 4 of them at $15 each. Some Gaviscon. We were also running low on Gaviscon. Dan gets heartburn sometimes, so that is for him. $17 for 2. And then some bleach at $4. I don't actually use bleach very much at all, but we always like to keep a couple of bottles on hand just in case we needed it. I wasn't able to preserve as much time as I will need for the next year. Actually, I guess we didn't need this much. We probably could have just gotten one. I won't use more than this over the winter, and then by next summer I'll have some fresh stuff, but we have 2 anyway. So what I would do in this case is throw one of these into the freezer, and it will stay fresh for much longer in the freezer, and then one will go down into the pantry, and these were $6 a piece. We have some organic gluten-free pasta here. One of my kiddos does not eat a lot of wheat, and so she's not allergic or anything. She just doesn't like the way that it makes her feel. So we have some organic rice pasta for her at $10 a box. This will last a good long while for her because she's the only one who eats it. My grandson comes and spends the night out at Nana and Grandpa's house, and so I just wanted to have a box on hand in case we didn't have any in the bag or whatever, just as a backup. So we have those and some wipes. This was $32 for 52 of the pull-ups, and then these were $4 for wipes. Dan just wanted to try this. I forgot to ask him because he did try it out this morning, this dirty chai. And this is a black tea with espresso coffee tea. So I'll have to ask him what he thought of that. He just wanted to try it out. And we have a whole bunch of laundry soap here. So we did try, I think it was actually the Eco Max from Costco last month, but we've been using unscented soaps for a very, very long time. I've talked about this before, but I'm really sensitive to scents. And the laundry soap that we got from Costco did have a scent in it, which we didn't notice when we bought it, or maybe we did and we thought we would try it out. I can't remember what the details were, but it was way too strong for me for sheets. Okay for clothes, but for sheets, way too strong. So we ended up getting 1, 2, 3, 4 of these ones, and then 2 of the large ones over here. And this will last us at least 6 months, plus all the other soap, the scented ones that we already have down in our storage. And these were $16 each for these ones, and for the large ones, $22. I like to make homemade pasta, but I don't always have time to do that. So we do have a couple of boxes here. We have rotini, elbow macaroni, and penne, and they are $30 for a big bulk box, 20 pounds of pasta, which is a pretty good deal. Now over here we have some condiments. So we have ketchup. I've tried my hand at making homemade ketchup. It's just not our favorite thing. So we buy our ketchup in these number 10 cans, and then I just have little squeeze bottles, 4 of them, that we fill up with these, and then that lasts us a month. So each one of these will last us for 1 month, and they are $12 each. We also have our mayonnaise here. I occasionally make mayonnaise as well. Also one of those things though that I don't always have time to do. $27 for 3, and these actually store for a good long while in the pantry, so that is more than enough to last us for 6 months. We buy molasses. I use molasses in baking. I also use it to give to my livestock after they have had babies. I mix it in with the water, gives them some good minerals and a little bit of sugar to get them going after they've had babies. Fancy molasses was $42 for this big jug. This will last us probably 2 years, I'd say, a long time, and it lasts for a long time. And then the black strap molasses is what I have for my animals, and this is $36 for this big jug. So that covers everything that we got at the wholesale club. And then over here we have the things that we got at Costco. So we didn't buy quite enough crackers. We're eating a lot of crackers right now for whatever reason, probably because I made a lot of home canned condiments that pair really well with cheese and crackers this year. So that's probably why we're going through so many. These almond crackers are pretty much the only cracker I eat. I absolutely love them. And they're gluten-free, which is really nice. They were $13 a box. And then these pita bites are scrumptious. My kids really like these ones, and they're $9. They also really love the sweet potato crackers, but for the last 2 times we've gone, they didn't have them there, which is the first time in years they haven't had them. So we ended up getting some extra of these. I already showed you that, and those. We have some tea, $12.50 for 2 of the cases of the Earl Grey Twinings, which my husband and I both drink tea every morning. I also drink one in the afternoon. So we go through quite a lot of tea. And then there were a few other spices that we needed. $4.50 for curry powder, chili powder at $6, and $6 for cumin. Dan was really happy to find these because he loves canned tuna. And this was, from everything he was able to check out online when we were there, but also just reading on the container, was an ethical source of tuna and also tested for mercury. So he was quite excited to find that. And of course, our customary Annie's mac and cheese. We always buy a case of this every single time we go shopping. It's $20. It's a treat. It's a nostalgic thing that my kids had when they were little. And so every couple of months or so, we buy a case of these, and we will use this entire case just for one serving. We just mix it all together. Now, there were a few things that I really needed, but that I normally order organic from Horizon Distributors. So I am going to be putting in an order on the next order that they have available for me to do. And I will be getting organic baking powder. because I prefer the organic baking powder, as well as organic cornstarch. But because it's going to be a couple weeks before I can get that, I got these as just so that I have something to work with over the next couple weeks. We do lots of baking around here, and you need baking soda for that. So that's what those two are. The other thing that we found, where are those beans? Were beans at Costco. So I also normally buy all of my beans in 25-pound boxes from Horizon Distributors, and I get organic ones. But I was actually completely out of kidney beans, and these were $24 for 5 kilograms. So Dan got 3 bags of those for me so that I can get some canned up. And I did do a little bit of research. I've been buying organic kidney beans for years, so it's not something I've actually had to look into recently, but I did with these beans, and I found that they actually have a fairly low amount of pesticides that are used in growing these, along with the fact that the soaking that I do and the pre-cooking that I do removes a lot of the pesticides that would be on these beans. Also, these beans are shelled, and a lot of those pesticides go on the shell of the beans. So that's why I decided that we could go with a couple of bags of these, and I'll be canning these up for our winter beans, but I'm also going to be adding some more to my Horizon order when I do that. We also got 2 of these, and these are actually to go and move around the labels that I have in my pantry, because I have to move them around every year. And I've been using double-sided tape, but we thought we would give these a try for easy moving and see how they go. So we got 2 of those. They were $20, not inexpensive, but hopefully we can reuse them. These are absolutely delicious. I only ever get 1 bag of them. The bag has actually shrunk significantly since I first started buying them, but the price is $11.50 for this small bag, which I think is what it was when it was a lot bigger than this. Shrinkflation is definitely a real thing these days, but these are so good. If you like salty and sweet, delicious. And so we always get a bag of those. And then this gluten-free flour we tried last time we went to Costco, and my daughter really liked it. And one of you suggested or recommended to make sure that you use extra liquid with your recipes with this, and that has borne out to be true. It does absorb a lot of liquid, but it makes really good gluten-free products, and you can kind of use it the same way that you would use whole wheat flour in recipes. So we got 2 of those, and those were $13.50 a bag, so that will last her for a good long while because there's 2 of those there. $15 for sliced almonds. We also got some of these. We bought these last time, and they are just little granola bites, easy to throw in a purse or bag when you're running to town and don't have time to make something. $14 for one of those. 2 bags of nuts, $20 and $19. Almonds and pecans, needed to stock up my nuts for Christmas baking. Also some craisins, 2 bags of craisins at $4.50 a bag. And very expensive organic dried mango at $26 a bag. We only ever get 1 at a time because they are delicious and everybody in my house loves them, but only 1 bag at that price. This salad topper, I only buy this every once in a while, but I really like it. It's a super easy way to add some extra protein into your salad. And this bag, I'm the only one who likes it, will last me a long time. I would recommend with bags like this, throwing them in an airtight container or putting this bag right in the freezer, especially if you're not going to use it all in say 4 weeks or so after you open it, and it'll stay fresh for a long time. We have some also quick cooking steel cut oats. I've been buying these the last few times we've been to Costco, and I love them. I am also the only one that likes eating these though. So a bag like this, I have another one down in the pantry, will last me, those 2 bags will probably last me all winter. I love them. Some tortillas. I really like making my own homemade tortillas, but we are just getting increasingly busy and I don't always have time to make our own homemade tortillas. When I do, it is definitely our preference, but for backups, I just think this is such a good deal. $10 for 36 tortillas, and they are in separate bags inside of this bag. So we just throw these in the freezer and pull out a package at a time, and they last a long while. So we got 2 of those. And I do also make most of my own bread, but this is also my backup bread. And honestly, I'm going to try my hand this winter at figuring out if I can make a copycat of this bread. This is $9 for the two loaves, but it is a sprouted bread and it is chewy and absolutely delicious. I will say it actually beats my homemade bread for toast, specifically for toast. For fresh bread with some butter on it, homemade is better, but this, I actually prefer this. So I'm going to try my best at making an imitation of this. So we got 4 of these, and that will last us a good long while. And then for nacho nights, we have $6.40 for the large bag of que-pasa chips. I think that these are the best tortilla chips out there. They are good. They are nice and thin, which I like, but they hold up to dipping without breaking too easily, and they're nice and salty. So love those. We got 3 of those. Needed a couple of pillows. So these were $27 for 2 of these quilted pillows, and they looked like they would hold up for a long while because of the quilting on them. So we got 2 of those. I also bought these soft flannel sheets, king size sheets. I love flannel sheets for the winter time, and it's starting to get cold here. $60. We actually had some snow the other day, which almost made me cry, but I do like cozy, and these are very cozy. So I got those. Look at this, organic vanilla beans. This was only $15, if you can believe it, for 20 organic vanilla beans. I don't think I've ever seen vanilla beans that inexpensive before. I also got some vanilla bean paste, which I've been enjoying baking with lately, and this was $28, so significantly more expensive than the beans themselves, but this way I can make my own vanilla, which you guys are always telling me that I need to do because we usually buy our vanilla from Costco, but at that price, I just had to do it. 2 apple cider vinegars at $10 a piece. I actually really like this apple cider vinegar. I've been buying it for the last 6 months or so, and it's a good one. They don't usually have this large avocado oil, at least I have never seen it there before, and I like using avocado oil for when I am making salad dressings or mayonnaise, because it doesn't have the strong flavor of olive oil. So I got one of those, and it was $35 for this big jug. Some Frank's hot sauce. I made my own hot sauce, but it is too hot for me. Everyone else in my house that likes hot really likes it, but the Frank's, the hot sauce is just way too hot. I can eat the Frank's for whatever reason, diluted for sure, with like some sour cream or something, but I love the flavor of it, and that will last at least a year. I also got some cherry juice here. This is supposed to be good for all kinds of things in your body, and I have not tried it before, so I got 1 of those. So I have been purchasing organic lemon juice over the summer, and also purchasing this depending on what I can find. And we make lots of lemonade in our house. I make fruit concentrates that I have canned, and then we add lemon to it to make what would be an example, a cherry lemonade or a blueberry lemonade or something like that. And the organic lemonades that we have tried taste awful. They just don't taste good. If anyone has any recommendations for a good flavored organic lemon juice, please let me know, because we just much prefer this real, what is this? The real lemon juice. It just tastes good. $6 for the double, which was pretty good. Did I show you guys the price on these? $9.50 for the baking powder, and $5.79 for the cornstarch. And then this is the same brand as the granola bites that I just showed you. These are the little granola bars. They are really tiny. I will say that if you have bigger or older kids, these are they're really, really small, only about that big. But I just have them to throw into lunch boxes when I don't have any homemade things to throw in them. Okay, and I ended up leaving a lot of honey for my bees this year because I really want them to make it through the winter. So I probably left them more than they needed, but we did need to buy a little bit of honey. So we bought honey, and it was $23 for the big jug of honey. Also needed a little bit of sugar coming up to Christmas baking. They were $13.49 each, and I bought 4 bags of the organic cane sugar. And then some facial tissue, $23 for this case, which I thought was a really good price. And over here we have 4 bags of frozen strawberries. I do have some frozen strawberries from this year, but I did not grow a lot of strawberries this year. I have some canned as well. Also bought 2 bags of frozen organic mixed vegetables, both of which I have in large quantities, frozen and freeze-dried as well, but always a couple of extra bags I always buy when we go. And then I do have 1 box of pierogies that's downstairs in the freezer, which is downstairs in the freezer, so I'm not going to show you that. Okay, so at Costco, for everything that we bought at Costco, it was $1,459.47. And Dan was shopping by himself when he went to the wholesale club. So he actually had to go in twice because he couldn't have both carts or carry or push both carts at a time. So one of the orders he did was $531.71, and the other order was $484.65. And I will put on the screen, because he is now outside doing some work, how much the toilet paper was. Unless he said that earlier. I can't remember if he said that when he came in, but if he didn't, I'll put it on the screen here for how much that was. So all of this food, combined with the shop that we did 4 weeks ago, because we have consumed some of that food, of course, but a lot of that food was intended to last about 3 months. So that combined with this, on top of all of the food that we put up from our garden and our farm over the summer, is going to allow us to have lots of food in our pantries, and I am so excited to share those pantry tours with you. We'll be doing our canning pantry, our store-bought pantry, and our root cellar. Maybe we'll throw in our freezers. We might do our freezers in a separate video, but we have enough food stored to safely last our family for at least 6 months. We could easily go without going to the grocery store, even for all that fresh stuff, because I do have a lot of freeze-dried and canned and frozen vegetables and fruit as well. And that gives me such a sense of security and safety, because you never know what's going to happen, right? It's not necessarily that we prepare like this for the zombie apocalypse, for example, but certainly preparing for things that can happen in life, like job loss or injury, or in our case where we live, there has been times when we haven't been able to get to town for various reasons. The roads washed out, or there's been extreme weather, things like that. This gives us a lot of security, just knowing that we can provide for our family, even if we're not able to get to a grocery store. And that's probably our primary driver for why we shop the way we do and why we live the lifestyle we live. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today, everyone. I certainly enjoyed hanging out with you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.